last night with the Ohio State-Minnesota game and a couple of other ones that were blowouts. But as far as the Eagles front, not a whole lot, has gone on these last couple of hours, since they announced the practice squad. Some guys getting, sent to IR. It's just basically like roster moves right now. It's kind of all quiet on the Eagles front, Barrett Brooks.
This is new, man, because usually you go into that first week and you're preparing for your opponent. You're breaking down film. You watch a film. They're implementing game plans as opposed to what they did for the past, 3 weeks or these 3 games that they had. This is uncharted territory. So, we always say, yes, the week before the season kicks off is college football, but this is a whole week and a half that they don't have anything football. I mean, what are we going to do on Sunday? Besides the Notre Dame game, what are we going to do on Sunday?
Well, yeah, Sunday you got Notre Dame, Florida State. You got the finals in the golf, the Tour Championship will come to a close on Sunday. And that got started yesterday. Yeah, you got to watch it then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Monday, we got Clemson and Georgia. So there's a little something on, that's what I kind of like about this weekend that, do I wish the NFL would start? Of course. But the fact that it doesn't, and it's sort of college football's weekend, I like the fact that they string out some games on Sunday and Monday. At least it gives you a little something to look forward to from a sports standpoint. Now, the Phillies, came back yesterday and won that game. And everybody's talking about the amount of runs that they're scoring, and rightly so, against awful pitching by the Nationals. But what goes unsaid and did not get by me was the fact that their second best pitcher again had another bad outing yesterday, and Aaron Nola. And they scored enough runs late in that game. McCutchen was huge, and they come back and win, which is good. But they're not going to compete unless Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler are pitching to their potential.
Well, I mean, you're 1 and you're 2. I mean, how is it? How does this always happen, man? That our 2 aces. Well, you say our 2 aces. I don't know if they'd be aces anywhere else, but Wheeler, they were talking about, Cy Young Award and all. What's going on now? What is it? I mean, is it coaching? Is it the pitching coach? I mean, what is it that makes our pitching just become so average all the time?
Yeah, I know. I mean, Wheeler's not, he's not Max Scherzer. I mean, he's really good. He's an ace on this staff, but he's not a guy that's going to go out there and, give you 33, 34 great starts. I mean, that's hard to do. And he's in kind of a funk right now, but Aaron Nola is the one I'm really concerned about. I mean, he couldn't even get you through 5 innings yesterday, right? I mean, they were getting their butts kicked, and all of a sudden, the bats got rolling, and it turns out they win the game. So now, we'll see what they got this weekend. We do. We need it.
Yeah, that's complimentary. That's complimentary playing, man. We're not used to that. We're used to just once one goes to hell, then the rest of it goes to hell. No, we need that. One side pick up the other side.
Right. Now, speaking of picking up the other side, I chatted with Eytan last night via text, and I said, "Hey, what do you think about jumping on as a guest tomorrow for a little while?" He says, "Hell, I'll come on for the whole first hour."
Yeah, why not?
He's ready to go.
Now, you may see the kid here pop up at any time because,
well, of course,
there's a lot of things going on here where my daddy duties have increased exponentially for, I'd say about a week and a half.
Oh, so you haven't been playing golf for the last 4 or 5 days, huh?
No. And I have a clean tee sheet over there without my name on it to prove it.
Is that right?
I mean, I haven't been doing much that requires. The biggest issue for me this week has been, and this is why this show unfortunately took the biggest brunt of my chunk into what I'm doing, is because it's really difficult to say, okay, I'll be there at a specific time for a specific time, because there's recovery in the house, there's the baby in the house, there's a lot of things happening where I need to, just be able to pop up. So if we don't have help, like, family coming over, then it's a lot for me to be able to simultaneously budget time.
Right.
So recorded stuff is a lot easier, but then I knew I couldn't get you guys to record at 9 a.m.
Oh, you could have gotten me.
You could have got me too.
Barrett's out in Kansas City. That's an hour, earlier. He would have to be there at like 8 in the morning. I don't know if he's available.
I don't care.
Yeah.
What game are you doing that you're in KC?
Well, he's doing that Kansas game.
Yeah, the South Dakota Kansas game, man.
Do you have any
and
insight? We went 6-1 last night. The only thing I lost was UNLV money line. Everything else was pounded.
Well, he met with the coaching staffs of both teams last night, so he does have info.
Let's get it.
Yeah, man.
All right, here's what I need to know. Okay, real quick before you jump in, this is the one thing I need to know. Actually, I have 2 questions for you about this game. Okay, who has or is there? Does either team? Let's start this way. I should ask. Does either team have an overwhelming, significant offensive line advantage at the tackles? To where it's like NFL talent versus me?
No.
Okay. That doesn't exist.
No.
Right.
These two teams are teams that they'll like you talking about FB
Kansas ain't good.
No, Kansas stinks. They should be relegated. They should be relegated to the FCS. They should actually be playing South Dakota in South Dakota's conference. That's where they should be.
Well, yeah, right. So
Let's be honest.
You got an FCS team.
This is an upset.
It's a pretty good FCS team.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But you got a Kansas team that's bad, that just got a coaching staff that's pretty good from Buffalo, and they're trying to at least get them in the right direction, change the culture.
Right.
So, you got 2 teams that might be pretty even as far as athletic talent. Kansas has the better athletes. South Dakota has the better system, better culture, and they're used to winning.
Right.
And plus they play spring football. So they have a leg up. So they had 60 extra practices in this off season and going into this season. They had 60 extra practices. That's a lot of practice as compared to Kansas.
What's the point spread, Eytan? 15?
15 and a half.
I think it was like 15 and a half yesterday. Kansas is favored.
Remember, though, and this is something to think about, Kansas's over-under was set at a half game for a lot of the offseason into the betting preseason. So the books even believe that there was a legit shot. Forget
that they lose this game.
Yes, which is why, I'm more inclined to take the futures bet than right now, because right now it's easy. Oh, Kansas, come on, they're taking on a team I never heard of, South Dakota State of the Poor, whatever.
They're a hockey team.
Yeah, exactly.
They're a hockey school.
A basketball school taking on a hockey school.
Yeah.
All right, let me tell you
the thing is with this, though, you got to understand too. Kansas got their coaching staff right after they did spring football. So they didn't even have spring football. So they've had 19 practices in this new system around.
I'm taking South Dakota plus the points. That's what I'm doing. Okay.
Honestly, Harry, here's the thing. They're plus 360 on the money line. I could see this being one of these, the following day where the screen caps get put up by FanDuel or the Action Network.
Right.
Somebody puts $100. I'm putting $100. I don't give a crap. I'm putting $100. I could say it now, right? We're not even on the radio. I don't give a crap. I'm putting $100 on South Dakota tonight.
On the money line.
On the money line.
Wow.
Outright.
I love it.
But hold on, guys. I gotta look at this though.
This
is a young Kansas team. He did it.
It's in. It's already in.
There we go.
Right. This is a young Kansas team, though. So this young Kansas team doesn't know. They know the losing culture because they have 60 guys that have only been on the squad for 2 years. So they've only had 2 years of that losing culture. So maybe this Buffalo culture, a winning culture, comes in and changes things around.
Yeah, well, culture this, culture that. It's about scoring points.
I'd rather have a throat culture.
Exactly right. Enough of this culture.
Seriously,
I'm sick of phrases in sports like culture and process. I'm done with both of them.
What about
attack? Just score some friggin' points.
We got to attack. I'll tell you what, man. We got to attack that film, man.
Right. Well, yeah, we got to get your thoughts, Eytan, because so much has happened this week with the Eagles. In fact, Monday we didn't even have a guest on the show. Monday, Barrett and I had so much Eagles content.
What was Monday?
Well, between waiting for the 53 man, the Gardner Minshew stuff over the weekend. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on. And I know you've been tweeting, and you got a couple of new jobs since we last talked to you that we have to discuss. But what was your thoughts on Minshew? What was your thoughts on Minshew?
Here's the thing, too. Real quick, just because this just popped up in my inbox, it looks like we'll be joined by our good pal Phil Steele, good friend of the program. Phil Steele. a week from today or Thursday. It's
Okay.
next week, heading into a busy college football weekend.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and there's some big ones too to keep an eye on. I thought that
Guys,
Gardner Minshew
you know
was
what?
yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. How about my play-by-play guy, Mark Neely, and my producer. That's the book they were using.
Isn't that amazing?
I said, yeah, I just talked to the guy. I know the guy personally. Yes.
How has Mark Neely not been on the show this week, Harry? Come on, that's a major fail by you.
By me? I didn't even know his name.
Well, come on, you guys got to get this guy. We got to get him in.
I just met him yesterday.
Send him a what's it called?
An invite.
Yeah, send him the
Send
link.
him an invite.
You're like, hey, why don't you come on my show? Let's talk about the game.
Let me text him first.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm doing a radio show in Philadelphia, right? On YouTube as well, the JAKIB Media YouTube page, right? So why don't you pop on? We talk about a lot, all football. Why don't you pop on?
Right.
Thanks, 91 LS. I appreciate that. Well, why don't what's wrong with that?
Yeah. It's not Lexington Steel.
No,
No.
not at all. I don't know if Lex Steele's making it.
Uh-oh, we're getting bumped for Freddie Mitchell, apparently.
Oh, on 90.
Nikki Blackburn is leaving the show to go listen to Freddie Mitchell talk about his house getting flooded.
Right, which is old news because Freddie was on at 8:15 this morning on Fox 29.
Oh, he was?
Earlier, yeah. And
okay.
So if Nikki Blackburn woke up at a reasonable time and paid attention to news as it happened,
right,
Nikki wouldn't have to leave the show.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Fair point.
It was already on.
What else happened during the week with this whole Ben Simmons drama? I know
we
you
didn't
got
even
thoughts
talk
on
about
that. No, I know, but I'm just sort of setting up all. And that Deshaun Watson stuff also came out early in the week that he says he's not interested. He's not going to waive his no trade to come to Philly. So there was a lot going on.
Yeah, where do you want to begin?
Your thoughts?
We need picks today. We need
your thoughts.
They need to tell me what happened, what's going on in this North Carolina game before I get out of here.
Oh,
right?
Virginia Tech, North Carolina tonight.
Yeah.
That's a good one, actually.
Any sharp action that you've seen? So think about that. All right.
Well, everybody's going to be all over the Tar Heels.
I would,
that because of the hype of Sam Howell and Mac Brown and all. Yeah.
13,694 tickets in as of yet, collected by the Action Network. 73% of the bets, accounting for 79% of the money on that line.
North Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be inclined to do that. All right, so let's look at Minshew, right? I didn't have any issue, any problem with that. I am not impressed by any means at what I saw from Joe Flacco as far as like him standing out as a quarterback in the NFL anymore. He was a backup quarterback running mostly back up to vanilla first team reps, and there was some ups, some downs, but nothing that I would want to rely on by any means. Gardner Minshew is a very interesting situation. We see guys like this where you step into a backup role already having starter experience. He's not bad if you look at the touchdown to interception ratio that he has in his career in the NFL, which means that even under bad teams with bad coaching and good talent around him, he's been able to make the right decision more often than not, especially from like a scoring to turnover scenario. So I think you're getting a guy right now that's twofold. One, that is a really good, competent backup. I think this is as good of a backup as the Eagles have had in a while. And yes, I'm talking about Nick Foles in the mix as well. The other part of it is, while I'm not rooting for this, and I hope people are not rooting for this, including after a week one struggle, which is inevitable after having no preseason, but if Jalen Hurts gets hurt, that's all I'm saying. Like, there should be no pulling of Jalen Hurts for Gardner Minshew this year. If Jalen Hurts gets hurt, like let's say you are, 5-3. Let's say you're 5-3 and Jalen Hurts has to miss 2 weeks, which is a very likely scenario.
5-3 is a likely scenario with the start of the schedule?
I'm saying that Jalen Hurts would have to miss 2 weeks for injury.
Okay.
Let's just say, though, hypothetically, right? Let's say you're 4-4, okay? All of a sudden, you're in the division. Like, you're Phillies, Mets good. You're not good in the league, but you're Phillies, Mets good. Hey, I would rather have Gardner Minshew than any of the other bodies, any of the other vessels that they've brought in here to throw a football. I think you're in really good shape if that's the case. So I love the idea of Minshew being here because I'm not threatened as a Jalen Hurts fan, Barrett.
Well, I mean, Come on, man. You just go. Joe is just—he's not that old that he can't hose it a little bit. He'd be a great stopgap to come in, man. A great stopgap to come in and win you a couple of games and get on back out, bro.
I smell.
I can't see him. I can't say that he can come in and Minshew can outplay him. At this point, I can't say that. I cannot say that.
I can say from the standpoint of what I saw from Joe Flacco that I'm willing to accept anybody being bad. Look, here's another thing, though. Let me appeal to you, right? How much does the offense truly change if you bring in a mobile backup versus somebody like Flacco that you really can't move around a lot? Come on now, Barrett. Gardner, you can move around a lot.
You have to change your whole coaching theory, your whole coaching philosophy when Flacco gets in the game. With Minshew, you can kind of keep it kind of similar. You can run the RPOs, you can run the zone reads, things like that. You don't want to do it, you don't want a heavy dose of it, but you can at least run it with Minshew. You're not running any of that with Joe Flacco. None of that. In fact, you will run the same offense you ran in the preseason for Joe Flacco. It'd be none of the stuff we're going to see come September 12th. It's going to be a totally new defense and a new offense that you're going to be looking at with the Philadelphia Eagles. I promise you. I guarantee that.
Yeah.
You can put your money on that. It's going to be totally different. You're like, when they start running that? I mean, is that a play? I mean, that's a pretty good play. You're going to get all that vanilla stuff's going to be out the door. You're going to see a lot of stuff that you hadn't seen. It's going to be like a total night and day as far as offensive schematically and defense.
Well, yeah, that's because they didn't want to show anything in the preseason. We have no idea what they're going to run.
Nothing.
Seriously.
Well, I kind of have an idea, but defensively, I have no idea.
How much are they going to run?
That's what I want to know.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing, run the ball, period.
Yeah. Why not? You've got two backs you can run a lot with, right?
Who?
Miles Sanders and Kenny Gainwell.
Nope.
I think Gainwell's more of a pass-catching guy right now, isn't he?
Then look, if that's the case, apparently Miles Sanders has been dropping a lot of footballs.
Right.
So that's not boding well for – not boding. That's not boding well for Kenny Gainwell.
Well, that's what puzzled me about the fact that they only kept 3 on the active roster.
That's why we didn't quite understand more
guys, man.
What's that?
Barrett, what you say?
So you see a lot of 21 personnel, 2 backs in the backfield?
Yeah, I mean, would it surprise you if you got not a lot, but if you got a decent, and meaning like, okay, how about this over the field, meaning let's say the NFL runs 8% of this formation. Would it surprise you if the Eagles ran 15% 22 personnel and put Ertz, Goddard, 2 backs in the backfield, especially if you can move one of them around?
Not at all. Because when you with that personnel pack with like 21 personnel, 2 backs and 1 tight end, you can actually run 22 personnel, 2 backs and 2 tight ends, and really have an open offense, that you can pass from when you put Gainwell out on the outside, put Ertz in at the slot, have Smith on one side, and then have Dallas Goedert lined up at the conventional tight end position, and then in the backfield you got the threat of running. With Miles Sanders, that's a pretty good spread offense that you could run. You could do a lot from that personnel package, and then the defense has to respect that and put a heavier type of defense in, meaning another linebacker in or running their base front. And you can pass on a base front all day because you don't have the guys that can cover. You could treat Gainwell like a legitimate receiver. So man, that's a great way to get the advantage as far as athleticism on the field against a base defense. That's a great philosophy. I can see them doing that. Will they do it? I don't know, but that's a great philosophy on how to take advantage of schematically of personnel packages on defenses.
I don't know. It's interesting how they haven't done anything. We haven't really got anything from the joint practices.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like starter Minshew, 22 personnel be playing wing tee, baby. Wing tee football.
The idea is that you wouldn't have a stacked backfield with 2 tight ends unless it's a short yardage situation, but that you can move both Miles Sanders and Kenny Gainwell. You can put them in motion. You can create a different set just with the personnel out there. So
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
I mean, as far as Gainwell's concerned, I mean, go back and look at Nyheim Hines for the Colts. To me, he's that player on this offense. And he, in his rookie year and his third year, he's only played 3 years, had 63 receptions.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
That's heavy use.
Yes, it is.
The quarterback that they have this year is, and look, it's not to say that they didn't throw the ball at all to Taylor. It's just that Taylor was out there specifically to run the football.
Well, they didn't really work him in until the second half of the season anyway, because he was a rookie.
Right.
Yeah, and he was hurt. Yeah.
Well, now that's reversed, right? So what stands to reason? Carson Wentz, we know, has to get the ball out as fast as humanly possible. Right?
Yeah.
Also because there's another injury to that offensive line at the tackle position.
Well, yeah, they're banged up there. And they don't have the deep threat. T.Y. Hilton's hurt.
Yeah, he's out for the year. There's no way that
he's got a neck injury, like a disc injury.
Yeah. I can't imagine that kid plays this year, which is a shame because this was supposed to be a big bounce back year. But anyway, look, there are also, to be fair, there are 3 other guys on that team that are hurt or completely out at the wide receiver position, playing with some sort of tag next to their name on Sunday. Point being, a week from Sunday. Point being, though, real quick, I think what you're going to see is a lot more throwing to Taylor this year because he's arrived as that bell cow with Hines in the backdrop, whereas they're not just going to take Taylor off the field as much. I think that could have been Sanders, but for whatever reason, he was dropping so many footballs in camp. It's probably going to be a lot of third down at Gainwell.
Yeah, I agree. But I just make the parallel to, where Gannon was and how they utilized a similar type back, because Hines is that player. I mean, I remember him at NC State. He's very similar to what Gainwell was.
Yeah,
absolutely.
In his 1 year at Memphis.
You should be throwing as much as possible, man. Yeah. Like Hurts running the football should be a luxury at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying keep him in the pocket by any means. I'm just saying, you want to have a design run, whatever, that's fine. But abuse what you can with that short to midfield. Like the flap of the midfield, right?
I just want him to hand the ball off. Just hand it off, man. Just give offense. I mean, give the defense a threat of running a rock at any time. Hand the ball off, man. I mean, it's almost like a cuss word to run the ball in Philadelphia. I want him to change all that. Just hand the damn ball off, man.
All right, Barrett. Now, John Dickerson raises a good question on the stream. Does the network cover your pay-per-view charges in your room?
No.
No?
No.
To be fair, the
Skinamax and all that stuff's going to cost me.
It doesn't show up in the bill, though.
It doesn't?
No. It just is pay-per-view.
And you know this from experience.
Absolutely. Well, here's the difference, though, Harry, where they get you. So any seasoned accountant who's working for a network would know the difference of charges, would know the difference of the new Vin Diesel movie costing you $9.99 and the new Vincent Diesel movie
$29.99.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a seasoned accountant, it's just be careful. You can't just pass that by people.
Because you and I stayed together down in Miami Beach, South Beach, and there was no pay-per-view on the bill.
Nothing at all. I don't even think we had it on that hotel.
No, I don't even know if we did.
We had our own show. It just happened to be next door to us. We didn't have to pay for that one. It just came with the hotel.
Everything happens in Miami, man.
Oh, my God. No. He's not lying.
No, I need to get
seriously? Bro, I had the same thing happen, man. The same thing happened to me. I did. I was doing the Orange Bowl, and it just so happened I walked to this pizza place on the strip, and I'm walking back, and I look over. I hear the it's almost like a movie. I hear the trash can move over, and I look over there, and this guy was getting service, man. I'm like, dude,
what? The trash. What does the trash can have to do with it?
Because they were in an alley.
Oh,
and the trash can moved. I'm like, what the
dumpster, right? He was getting service near a dumpster. That's disgusting.
Yeah, but it's great camouflage, I guess. If you got to do it outside, nobody's going to see you. Right?
Hold on, you guys think I'm talking about at night? I'm talking about at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh wow!
Getting served at 2 o'clock.
You don't need to hide behind a dumpster if it's 2 a.m. You can blend in. I'm talking about if you need daytime cover. That may be your best bet right there.
I mean, just get it back to football. Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Now, what else you guys have cooking today?
Well, I can't stop looking at this guy doing the backflip off of the bridge into the pool, the cesspool that is 676, the Vine Street cesspool in Philadelphia. You know, I know you've seen this. It's all over the internet.
Can I just say this real quick? I drove from Willow Grove through parts of the Northeast to 95 on Academy, down to Callow Hill, that exit. The only disruption in my drive, even when I got off on 2nd Street and I took that to Market and then ultimately to where Fox 29 is on 4th and Market, I saw no signs, evidence, anything at all of the apocalypse, of flooding. The only thing I saw getting off the highway was I could not get on 676 because if anybody was paying attention to what was going on, you knew that thing was shut down.
Right.
But it wasn't like, streets were blocked off and it was this day after tomorrow scenario that people were combining day to day. Look, it was awful. It was terrible. And I hope people are okay. But I was a little surprised based on all of now I drove through Upper Dublin and that was a night.
That area got hammered.
Oh my God.
Ambler got hammered.
Oh
yeah.
So that I'm not making light. I'm just saying the city itself, I was surprised at how easy it was to maneuver around there.
Well, it was pretty amazing though, that because it's like a pool all the way down, I think maybe to like 12th Street or Broad Street.
Right.
Because it's normally, if you look at that, right, it would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's its own little bath. It's tub. It's a tub. Man.
Well, Boathouse Road was kind of bad, really bad, bro.
Yeah.
You see the pictures of Boathouse Road?
Yeah. Well, that's I mean, that makes sense, right? That the river would crest and then you would have everything like that completely with it. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, so you didn't lose power at all, Eytan?
Nope.
Oh, wow. Good.
We had warnings and we had one small watch for like 10 minutes. So we were downstairs for about 10 minutes. But no, we didn't lose any power. I was surprised. We didn't lose any power in Willow Grove in this area. But just northeast of me, like I was going to Skippack. So I went through, if people know the area, right? Susquehanna and Fort Washington Lane, like Upper Dublin, that area, right? And I was driving through Susquehanna or on Susquehanna Road, pardon me. And it looked like, just to give you kind of a picture of it, it looked like somebody had these huge trees, like these thick trees, pines, right? Like 20 feet tall pines, like thick trees, maybe 20 of them in a row. It looked like Paul Bunyan came in with a hedge trimmer and took off the tops of all of them. And they were all just split or gone completely. This one oak. I'm telling you, Barrett, I have a picture.
What road is it? Susquehanna Road?
Susquehanna Road in Fort Washington Lane.
Okay,
was where I was stuck in the majority of the traffic. I'll send you this here for you guys.
Well, we can send it to Xander. Maybe you can put it up on the screen.
Yep. That's
for everybody to see. Meanwhile, we got a break. We got a 3-minute break, and then we got to come back and get Eytan's thoughts on the whole Ben Simmons fiasco. All right, because I know you've been tweeting about this, and we'll give you a chance to sound off on it. You're listening to The Middle with Harry Mays, Eytan Shander, and Barrett Brooks right here on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. Subscribe, smash the like button. We are back in 3.
As a hardworking American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
as long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Oh, yeah. Back on the middle. We got Eytan with us today. We'll be back regular on the show starting next Tuesday. We got Monday off, guys.
Yes.
How about that?
Monday off.
Yeah.
What
What will
we
you
do
be doing?
ourselves?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm playing the cricket club.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Just going out, playing with a couple of guys.
Good. That's not bad.
Caddy, Wissahickon course. Never been there. Never played it yet.
Yeah, Wissahickon, right?
Yeah.
Surprised everything's okay.
Yeah. Everything seems to be fine. So looking forward to that.
I'm going to
Other
look
than-
for a car, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I love my pickup truck, and my pickup truck is fine now. I changed the water heater in it. It's good. It's driving. Nothing's wrong with it. No more lights. Everything is good. But I just need a car, not a truck anymore. I want a car that I can drive around.
Well, that's got to be
So
kind
we
of
get
a
a
big
car.
car.
Yeah, I would think it would be
Right.
nice.
Like, what kind of car
Well-
are we looking at?
I you know what? I've always been in love with Dodge Magnums.
Dodge
It's
Charger?
an older car.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the Magnums, Dodge Magnum.
Charger, yeah.
You know, so
Dodge.
so I'm actually gonna. I'm thinking about getting one. They're older cars, like an 05, 06, but I just love them. I love the body type, and I think I might get one of those, man. A Dodge Magnum.
Oh, it's like a station wagon.
Yeah, looks just
Yeah,
like a
I
station
remember.
wagon.
I remember when they came out.
They were
But see, I
second.
can
Yeah.
use that. I can use the space inside, but also if I got to go to the Home Depot, I can still put stuff in the back, in the back of it.
Right.
And it'll get me around a little. I'll be comfortable, man. So I'm thinking about that. Plus, I might have to take some road trips going to these different schools, doing this college football thing. So what if I have to go up to Bucknell or Brown or somewhere? You know what I mean? I want to be comfortable
Right.
when I go.
Makes a point.
So
You want to be. I had that when I was out in LA for a week back when I was working for NBC, and
Uh-huh.
I had that as a rental. And
Oh, you
okay.
did?
Yeah, whipped that sucker around. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had to, man. So I got to get something like that. Something that's big enough for me. But it has to be reliable because I don't want to be fixing it every 5 minutes. So I'm searching really hard for it, man. So I think I might get it. I think because I was thinking about getting a Charger or even a Challenger,
Right.
but they're still not big enough. All these new cars are made for small guys, and I'm just I just can't do it, man. I can't do
No.
it. I'm not going to be uncomfortable.
Now, Boom Bap 75 on the stream says, I use Magnums too, Barrett. All right, Eytan. Ben Simmons, it was, what was it, Shams early in the week said, maybe it was over the weekend, but we talked about it on Monday, Tuesday, that it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And then the next day, the news broke that Simmons's camp, Jake Paul and, or Rich Paul, not Jake Paul. Rich Paul said that.
Talk about Jake Paul.
We talk about that
true.
too.
That's right. We talked about that too.
Good. He deserves a lot of
Barrett
props.
was very disappointed in his boy from St. Louis in that match. But anyway,
he was going to win. You knew that.
Well, it came out that he's not going to come to camp now. They're going to try to force the Sixers' hand.
Right. So let's go back. Okay. Nothing has changed. Nothing at all has changed. When the Shams report came out, nothing changed. When the Keith Pompey report came out, nothing changed. If you look at Pompey's report specifically, he's referencing a meeting that came out prior. That meeting was before the Brian Windhorst report earlier in the summer, which was a response to that meeting. So everything's getting, yes, when you start to look at the time frame of it, Barrett, things are getting recycled. Now, you've been involved in negotiations. Why does stuff get recycled? Why is Rich Paul, who's really good at what he does, outside of the one obvious faux pas he made, putting in Tyrese Maxey for some absurd reason that he backed off immediately. But outside of that, Paul's really good at what he does. Why would you recycle old information? Because nothing's getting done. Because the team is not working to your timeline, which is, hey, I want my client's ass out of here and in a new place so he can start getting ready, etc. And the Sixers are like, we're prepared to keep him until the deadline. And that's where these parameters are. So Rich Paul is like, what the hell's happening here? We need to move this thing along. We need to move it along. And that's why you get, well, Ben Simmons is a report. We already talked about this. And I'm not saying like you and I, like, why are we doing this again? But they're trying to take advantage of how few people are paying attention to a news cycle that lasts longer than like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Simmons said he's not showing up.
He's still on the team, and he's not going to show up. So he's actually being like a radio host, just recycling the old topics, because nothing new is happening.
Give me your Mount
Rushmore. You guys
Rushmore
taught me that early.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
You guys
Give me your
taught me that
Mount
early,
Rushmore of the 4 favorite golfers or people a foursome that you'd like to play with Philadelphia sport. Let's kill 4 hours on a Saturday. Take some calls. Like, that's it. Yes.
Right.
That's exactly it.
So in other words, he's going to be the next Ertz. He'll come back and say, I always want to be here.
Man, there is no – see, that's something that I think, Barrett, to your point, is lost in conversation here, and it shouldn't be. It's a really important piece of nuance, which is – there is no way. It's like Carson Wentz. We thought, a lot of us, I know you held out hope, but even in your heart of hearts, you realized that there was a fractured relationship. This is not fractured. This is severed. This is worse than what happened with Wentz in the organization. This is absolute. Simmons feels betrayed, and take that for what it's worth, but he feels like the city let him down, the team let him down, and Embiid let him down. He feels like all of these people let him down, and shields of what the fans are let him down. So he's out, and
he's
the
narcissistic if you think that.
Yeah, he blames anybody but himself.
Right.
Kyle Neubeck has a good piece on that, by the way. And look, I agree to an extent. That's exactly what happened. Point being, though, is that Daryl Morey comes in, Doc Rivers comes in. They're not beholden to him. There's nothing tied to him. And I think we all were like, oh, there's no way they'd ever get rid of Ben Simmons, a number 1 pick. All these. Hey, when you have a new coach, Barrett, coming in, when you have a new GM coming in, when you have
who likes to make moves. He's not just a GM that's just going to sit on his hands.
It's the same thing with Zach Ertz. A new coaching staff came in, told him, hey, man, we're not going to treat you like Doug just treated you, and brought him back into the fold. You can't say me, but he played for him already. He played for that coaching staff and that GM already. They're not tied to him, but he played for him. So I could say, yeah, you're right. That's a different dynamic because he knows who they are. Yep. And they did everything possible to coddle him. You know, what did Doc say? I don't want to change what he is. I just want to refine her a little bit, and take advantage of the strength that he does possess. Get out of here, man. The dude got to shoot. This is basketball. It's a shooter's game. It's a shooter's league. Man, come on, man. Get off your high horse. Stop being pessimistic about things. I mean, I'm not hating because, he's a $100 million man. I'm not even worried about that. I'm worried about the fact that this guy comes in and just doesn't shoot. Period. It's not a good yeah. If you're scared, go buy a dog.
That's what Howard Eskin used to always
playing the game.
If you're scared, get a dog.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember that, Eytan, when were you pushing buttons for Howard when he'd say that?
No, I didn't have to do that. I was his anchor at times.
Oh, okay.
When Rob
Okay.
Terry was out, I would fill in for Rob. So I got a bunch of those afternoon shifts. I got a bunch of Glenn and Ant into Howard and Ike.
Oh, okay.
That was, that was something, man. I understood now why Cherry was out a lot.
Right.
Thinking to himself, like, I could go smoke a joint and run 5 miles, or sit and listen to these idiots talk back and forth. And I say idiots out of endearment because I love all of them. But I'm just saying, in Rob's head.
Right.
That's
wow.
Yeah.
I saw somebody tweet, I forget who it was, that 2 first overall picks for the Sixers, 2 guards selected, and they've totaled 9 3-point attempts as Sixers in their time on the team. Markelle Fultz and Ben Simmons. Is that amazing?
That's
amazing.
Where did you find that, by the way?
That should be against the law.
I'll try to find it.
Seriously.
Yeah. I'll try to find it.
That should be against the law. They were allowed to steal like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, exactly. Who is overseeing all of this theft?
Right.
Who is overseeing all of this bag transitioning?
Brett Brown was there.
He's the big one, huh?
Brett Brown, and who else? Elton Brand.
Yeah.
Colangelo.
But the consistency, probably Harris more so than anything, just allowing this stuff to happen.
Oh yeah, the owner. Well, yeah, okay.
And the other guys who are, everybody wants to tell you that they're an owner. Look what I am, an owner. Look where I am. I'm hanging out. I'm doing these stuff. But when it comes to all of these ridiculous decisions, who steps up? What owner has stepped up and owned these decisions? Look, Jeffrey Lurie, as much crap and as much shit as he's getting and got and will get in this city, that guy has stepped up and talked about things happening with his team. He's talked about, like, Josh Harris has spoken every now and again, but you've got other owners in this group who love to milk that they're owners of this team, but they don't say jack shit when it comes to what's really important to the fans in this team. It's not the bottom line, or it's not who you can helicopter into a basketball game. It's what's happening with the decision making. What's happening with the staff and the personnel that you're hiring, allowing that.
Wow.
We are owed a refund for what happened with Brian Colangelo. This guy went out in scandal. He was running 5 burner accounts, probably more.
No, his wife was.
No.
Barbara Bottini.
No.
Do you think she just took the fall for that?
Yes.
She's the fall guy?
Absolutely, man. You
Oh,
think it's
man.
only players that have fall guys? Tell them, Barrett. Your head coach at every spot you went had a fall guy. In some cases,
I need a fall guy.
You have
Me
one.
too.
Who?
You live with one. No, maybe you're her fall guy.
Yeah, but she's not on social media, though.
Well, no, I'm just saying as far as taking the hit. It doesn't have to be on social. It could be anywhere. Give me hey, hold on to this thing real quick here.
Yeah.
Put this in your
You're going across the bridge. Going into Canada. Hey, hold this for a minute.
Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
Put this in your purse. Put this in your
take
purse.
this for.
Right. Don't ask any questions.
Right.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. And she turns around and says, "Yeah, you're the breadwinner right now. You go ahead and take this. I got you. I got you. Just keep going, babe. I got you."
Take that.
Oh, there's no doubt about the breadwinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the breadwinner is different.
I'm not shy about that.
The breadwinner
it's reversed
usually has
now.
leverage, though.
Look, it's reversed now for me. I got to take the hit.
Is that right?
I got to take the hit, bro.
And
I got to take it.
I guarantee you there's a really short memory in that house, too, right? Like, boss lady's not going back to the time in which she wasn't a breadwinner. She's earned that. She's not hey, you remember 10 years? No, those days are over. That was a different life. You might have been in a past life at that point.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh, wow, that's great. That is fantastic. Now, go ahead.
I'm having trouble finding this thing.
That's fine, because I was waiting for that here. I got to give the PGF credit. He gave out UC Davis plus 23.5. That hit outright.
UC Davis
Hit outright last night.
Who'd they play?
They beat somebody, I'll tell you. Western Kentucky hit 2 times over. We gave out on props and locks the halftime Minnesota, full-time Ohio State plus 900.
Yeah.
bang.
Well, I mean, yeah, Minnesota covered by a half a point last night, right?
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I mean, they were really in that game until the running back got hurt.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Ibrahim.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. He's a stud.
Really good. He's
probably gone for the year. That looked like an Achilles injury to me.
Yeah, flopping like that.
Yeah. You could see the calf move. When you see the calf move, like, I'm not Dr. Chow, but that looked like an Achilles.
He was definitely going to be in the Doak Walker finalists, right?
No doubt.
No question. Yeah. No question. You know, that kid was good, man. He was definitely a top pick, you know, going into this year's draft.
Well, now he's going to just get ready for the draft. Surgery, rehab, and get ready for the draft.
No, I had a good couple of weeks already, man. Week 0 pummeled week 0.
Yeah.
I don't think we lost the game on week 0. Under 34.5 first half, Hawaii was the big sweat. 34. It was 34 points for a little bit. UCLA and Chip, man. And then what was the other big one? Oh, UTEP. Remember UTEP? We talked about UTEP going.
We talked about that one.
Everybody was, double-digit points first time. It's a lot to lay 10 on the road. Get out of here. Get it. Now, will you be watching the Phillies tonight?
No.
I tell you, okay, so yes, and I'm glad you brought that up because I've had a really strong run when it comes to, and I'm just tailing people that I work with at betting a little bit of like first fives and some K props. So I've been watching because there's nothing else on as a result of that.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm still going to bet that stuff. I'm still going to play fantasy lineups, but this is pretty much it. Like I had a night, I have to admit, I watched about 3 weeks straight of baseball, not just the Phillies, but of baseball.
Right.
Mostly every night to where I had a bet or something placed on it where I was watching. You know, I just need to see the Cubs go under or the White Sox go over, what have you, or these late games where I'm running like a showdown lineup. So I've been watching about 3 weeks of baseball, and I'll be honest in my assessment of this, right? Like I went undercover 3 weeks as a baseball fan, and here's what I found. Honestly, I don't hate it as much as I thought I hate it, but I will not miss it. So I didn't hate watch it. I didn't thought, oh man, do I really have to watch this crap again? Like I enjoyed with fantasy lineups and bets involved. I enjoyed my 3 weeks, but it felt like a fling. It felt like a fling where I'm ready to go back to work. I'm ready to go back to working on a relationship now.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm done with it because there's college and
baseball.
The NFL. Yeah, I can't sit there and spend the time, Barrett, because I have college football to watch, and then in a week from now, everything from money is going to be shifted over. Like I won't bet anything but college and NFL for months now. There's no reason.
That's the thing. That's the thing with me too. It's not. Like I used to love baseball, okay? It was way up on my hierarchy of sports. It's way down now, and it's so easy to replace it with other things that I enjoy more. That's really just the bottom line. I'm just being honest.
Well,
now,
you look at it, man.
If the team was really good, like if the team were playing like the Los Angeles Dodgers or they had a lineup like that, or you know what I mean? If they were interesting to watch on a nightly basis, I would pay some attention to it. I don't find them beating up on the Nationals and scoring a bunch of runs is not going to pull me in.
Right.
And there lies the problem because baseball cannot afford to strike at this point. And they're talking about right now they might strike. They would lose. It would go under. It would definitely go under, man, because they just don't have even the kids aren't watching like they used to watch it. You know, it used to be everybody was trying to get a stick and a ball and go in the yard and play baseball. They just don't do it anymore. They don't do it anymore. They don't see the relevance in it anymore. So, I mean, at this point, man, it'll be tough for them to make a comeback and be a sport that, you know, the nation's sport again.
If they really strike, they could be finished.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah.
No, that's a great.
I think both sides understand it. Both sides understand it.
That's
so
good.
better get it together, man.
I mean, the Phillies were really lucky back in like 07, 08 when the economy tanked, because that's when they were really good. Like if they would have been a really bad baseball team at that point in time, you know, they could have been in some trouble.
No, I agree. And that is where you're always going to have the test of your fan base, your true fan base. Like the NFL will never lose people.
No.
NFL could take a year off and they would lose people that year. But can you imagine, like, let's just say there is a gigantic riff, or maybe let's just say that, hypothetically speaking, because I have to imply that here, that there is a strike and a work stoppage, or one of the two.
In the NFL.
And it's out for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, right, we get, oh, look, there's news. The NFL's coming back. There's a commercial. It's sponsored by Nike, and you just see a date, right? Like 9, 12, 23.
Right.
Boom, that's it. Right?
I'm all in.
Right, thank you.
Oh, the excitement level. Everybody would have a countdown clock on.
It would be its own season, just getting ready for the regular season.
Yep.
Right. I'm all in. I'm vested.
You know, and the NFL Network and all the other network could play, you know, games from years gone by, and they'd get ratings.
That's right.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah. I mean, during the pandemic, when it really hit, that, you know, March, April, a year or so ago, whatever it was. God, it seems like it's, you know, multiple years ago that it's been going on. But that first month and a half, when you really had nothing, I was watching the MLB Network while, you know, walking on the treadmill, watching old baseball games from the 70s.
Craziness.
That's back, you know, like, and I was into it, like the old Orioles teams. Like, I'd rather watch that baseball than what we have today.
I'm telling you, though.
I don't know.
You spend a week or so, and you won't hate it. Now, there was golf. There was other stuff.
Yeah, man, what teams are you watching during that 3-week span? You weren't just watching the Phillies, were you?
No. I was watching late-night games. I was watching everything. That's all.
Wow.
That's good work by you, man, because I don't know if I could have had the attention span.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. I got to be honest.
No?
No, I don't know. Now, if I was housebound with my own little version of Teddy, maybe, you know,
I think that's probably it.
That had to play into it.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. And look, but also there's another variable too, which is I have access to, and everybody does, but it's not a commercial, so don't worry. But everybody has access. I work with a lot of these guys who are really sharp when it comes to DFS. So they put up with me for like an hour, and then I hit them up like, hey, what do you think here? And they're all great dudes. So they turn back and say, look, this is where I would do it. This is what I would do it. So you start to win money back in something. I don't care what it is, right? Like, I don't care if it's betting, if it's fantasy, if it's just a bet with your buddies, whatever. Then there's excitement, right? Like, hey, I'm going to hit a home run in wiffle ball. I don't care what it is. If there's money and you're winning back. So that definitely factored into it. That's why I think when you strip away my I won't miss it, probably because I'm still able to play fantasy sports in another element, and I'm still able to bet in another element.
You've replaced it with other sports.
Yeah, I've quit smoking cigarettes by drinking a ton of coffee.
Right.
Something like that. For that analogy, if that works, right? Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
That works.
Now, did you place any golf bets on the Tour Championship?
Yes. Do you want to know what they are?
What, you got guys to win, or did you do top 10s? There's no top 20s because there are only 30 guys.
Correct. I did not take anybody to win. I tried to take a couple of guys who have shown, maybe not recently, but have shown consistency with the putter. So now I don't even know. I haven't been able to pay attention today. I don't even know how bad Louis Oosthuizen is hurt. Do you?
Not sure.
Okay, I have him top 10 plus 175.
I mean, he was 5 under. He was 2 under for the day, but then he started at 3 under. So that's where he was yesterday.
So I have him top 10 plus 175. I had him over a matchup against Sung Jae Im. I have Sam Burns in a matchup versus Harris English.
Burns didn't start out well. He's over par. I think he was 1 over yesterday. And Harris English played well. Harris English had a hole-in-one on that 15th hole.
Oh, I missed that.
All over water. Oh, wow. It was great. That was the first time it's ever been done on that hole in the Tour Championship.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I'm hoping that he has burned all of his luck, and Harris is going to go to absolute shit. Because this is a 4-day. This is a 4-day matchup. Just to be clear, Louis versus Im and Burns versus Harris. These are 4-day matchups. Now,
Burns is 3 under
today.
No, he was 1 over yesterday, but he stands at 3. So he started at 4 under and was 1 over for the day.
Got it. Okay, so I'm okay. I'm decent shape there. And then last 2 I'll leave you here that I played. Top 10s, Daniel Berger plus 450. That's a long shot, but I mean, look, I couldn't pass up 450 odds on Berger.
He was 2 over.
Yeah, and look, there's a reason why he started out plus 450, and it wasn't just his starting spot. And then our last guy, just because I knew that Barrett would get a kick out of it for one more time before the season's over. Crack.
Oh, the crack man.
I got him.
Well, crack
Not
man.
Joey Crack.
No, not Joe. Jason Crack.
No, crack man shot 3 under yesterday.
I have him top 10 at plus 350.
Okay.
So that would be a decent. Here's the best one, though, for me. And we didn't get a chance to talk about this. So we got to get our guy Max back on here. Max Motritsky, right? DFS Max. He's the guy that sounds like the raspy Christopher Walken.
Yes.
So on Friday, or it was like late Thursday night, early Friday, he put out a graph that had shots gained tee to green. And it was from day one, all the guys up top, right? Patrick Cantlay was at like 5.1, and everybody else was at like 0.
Wow.
And he's like, one of these guys is unlike everybody else. And at that point, I looked at it and I thought, you know what? What the hell? If Cantlay can keep putting like this, not like we saw on Sunday, but
that was unbelievable.
If he can keep putting, then 1,200 for Cantlay to win is not bad. So I was able to, it was a small bet, like a $25 bet to win $300, which is fine for me. I don't have any problem there. But that hit, that was the one that I was most happy with on Sunday, just watching that. I've never been more happy to sweat a bet out in my life. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
It might be the single greatest, because we don't want to discount what Bryson did either. He was really impressive putting the ball. It might be, Harry, the single greatest display of putting you'll ever see. With two golfers locked in like that.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I'll go back to Shinnecock when Goosen on his final round putted the lights out and won the tournament. He made every putt. And then some Tiger Woods stuff. But, I mean, Cantlay was unbelievable. And the ironic thing is, once he got to the playoff, he wasn't getting birdie putts to the hole. He had like 3 or 4 straight birdie putts that didn't even make the hole. And he was draining everything in regulation.
Yep.
And then he finally got one to the hole on the 6th playoff hole, and it went in. It's pretty incredible.
Last thing real quick. Before I get out and you guys come back, and then we're all back Tuesday.
Correct.
Is
Tuesday.
I found out, I'm sure, I don't know if you guys talked about this because there was a lot of Eagles stuff and then Simmons stuff, but this whole thing with Bryson where the tour is basically mandating that you can't call him Brooksy.
Yeah.
Brooksy, because there's only one Brooksy, that's Barrett Brooks.
Right.
And if you were building a Mount Rushmore of Brooksies, you'd have to put Brooks Koepka on there by all means.
No doubt.
Now, I don't know.
Harry explained that. Harry explained that 2 days ago. He said, "Nate,
it's a curse word on the PGA Tour now." Yeah.
Here's what I didn't realize, though, and I can guarantee you that this guy, who I found out through my father-in-law, who I trust when it comes to golf as much as anybody on the planet, including Harry here and our other guys, but I can't imagine this dude complain about anything. But apparently, people used to heckle the hell out of Jack Nicklaus.
Oh yeah, because he wasn't Arnold Palmer.
That's exactly
in the 60s when he
was
was first. Oh yeah, when he was first coming up, it was Arnie's Army. They were anti-Nicklaus because he was a threat to their boy. Nicklaus got a lot of crap, man. He took a lot of crap because he was kind of a pudgy, thick young kid too. They make fun of his look, his body and his haircut. He had that buzz cut kind of thing. He took a lot of heat.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's something to it. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. All right, I got to go play dad here for a little bit.
Oh, boy.
All right, man.
All right.
What else you got coming up?
What else?
Anybody have any play on this UNC game tonight? Any thoughts? Your thoughts?
I'd probably just do the contrarian Virginia Tech play and hold on for dear life.
Yeah. That sounds like the best play just because
5.5.
The expectations on the Carolina team with Sam Howell. That's a lot of shoes to fill right there, man. Can they step up?
It's at Virginia Tech too, so if those people show up, that's a tough environment. It's a good home field.
5.5. I would love that to be 7.
It's a little short.
It is. Maybe I can maneuver. Maybe I'll have some fun. I'll flip around some stuff.
Well, we're gonna have Michael Bradley join us here momentarily.
Sandwich and all.
Hopefully, that would be extra. If he's eating lunch during his segment, that would be epic.
All right, here's what I'll give you on the way out. All right, I'll give you one real quick on the way out. By the way, I love Penn State money line this weekend to beat Wisconsin. Wisconsin was not good last year. They're still in a lot of turmoil. I think they were overrated due to their record. The only winning team that Indiana beat as well. This conference is not as good as this year, I think, as people are going to make out outside of Ohio State and Iowa. So beyond that, here's what I would say. This is a two-way play here. I'm going to make sure, I don't know if you can parlay it, but I think you might be able to. If you like JT Daniels this week, or pardon me, if you like Georgia.
I do.
Right? Okay. So let's look at this. If you like Georgia, as Harry just said he does, to win, and I want to make sure that I have the most updated line here, then I think what you have to do is jump in on JT Daniels as the Heisman. So let's just take the points, because why not? You're getting points. Might as well take them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a two-way parlay of plus 1809 if you can get it. Now, some places won't let you do it, but my point being is that if you really like Georgia to win the game, forget cover, but just win the game, and I'll take the 3 as a backup. But I think you have to take JT Daniels at plus 900 because he's one of the few guys I see moving up considerably from an odds standpoint following a week 1 result, meaning CJ Stroud is not going to move up much at all after what happened last night. JT Daniels beats Clemson, number 3 Clemson. Yeah. He's going to move from plus 900 to probably like 6 or 550.
You could make a case for Olave over the quarterback after last night.
Oh, yeah.
For Ohio State.
I think Big U is going to be in there by all means. I think he is and Daniels are going to be the 2 guys that are not favorites to come in there and make some noise. I would just say if you like Georgia this weekend, you may not. You may like Clemson. That's fine. But if you are taking Georgia to win the game, then you kind of have to take the value, right, with JT Daniels at plus 900 before it drops.
Right. No, that's I can see what you're doing there. That's smart. Makes sense.
Yeah, a little bit. All right. That's about it for me.
All right. Well, have a good
Appreciate
weekend.
it, man.
Absolutely.
Teddy, take it easy, Teddy.
Yeah. Teddy.
Well, I'll send it.
Take it easy.
I will. I'll send the regards.
All right. There he goes. All right. We'll take a quick time out. And when we return, we'll have the El Hombre, everybody's favorite guest, joining us, talk a little college football. We'll talk some Phillies with him. Hopefully he's eating his lunch during the segment, because that would be absolutely
better mood
epic.
then.
Well, yeah. No, we like him when he's angry. He's better when he's got an edge. Yeah, a little bit of an edge. So we'll be back in 3. You're listening to The Middle on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel, Barrett Brooks and Harry Mays.
As a hardworking American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
but as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
As long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
And we are back, second hour of a big Friday show, Football Friday show on the middle. Barrett Brooks and Harry Mays just had Eytan on for an hour, and he's going back to his fatherly duties. Remember Barrett, and we'll welcome in Michael Bradley here in a second, but I want to just get this out first. Remember Barrett when Eytan said that his golfing would not take a hit after having the baby? Not only has he not golfed in weeks, he can't even do the show this week because of fatherly duties. So now we welcome in the best guest, in my view, on the middle, the great El Hombre, Michael Bradley joins us. How are we doing, Michael?
JT Daniels isn't winning a Heisman. Don't waste your money.
Well, he was just basing that off of if they
Doesn't
beat,
matter.
if you liked them in the
Send
game.
me the $100 instead because it's
Right.
the same. It's going to the same place.
All right, who is winning? Is it Spencer Rattler? Not Howell?
Maybe. Here's the problem with Howell. They lost their best running backs. They lost their best wide receivers. So I don't know what they're going to end up doing. And the quarterback, C.J. Stroud from Ohio State, did not look good last night.
No.
So there's no way Olave wins the Heisman Trophy if the quarterback can't get him the ball.
No.
So, and even if
He
they're
got a couple
both good,
touchdowns last night.
yeah, but even if they're both good, they split the vote.
Yeah.
So I think Oklahoma's going to have Rattler, putting up about 500 yards a game. He may have this thing won by early November.
Do you think he's legit as far as an NFL prospect?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I worry about that offense simply because, and I worry about the Big 12, where the three of us are like three of the better defensive backs in the Big 12.
Yeah.
But Barrett's out in Big 12 country right now. He's doing the Kansas game this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, I got I got South Dakota.
Kansas is still playing football?
Yeah, they still.
They just went out and got another real coach this time. They went out and got Leopold from Buffalo. So I think they're going to get pointed in the right direction with a coach with sound fundamentals, as far as getting guys ready, to even become a good football team. He turned that Buffalo team around. So there is some hope for here in Kansas.
Yeah, I would agree that he's better than what they had because the grass eater was a big disaster.
Wow, he was a total disappointment.
I would say that maybe he can get him up to 3 or 4 wins. That'd be very nice.
Well, I think their win total early in the season, Eytan was saying, was a half. One half.
A half. Wow.
I'm taking South Dakota tonight.
They're playing the Coyotes?
Yes.
Yeah, not Dakota U, not State, not the Goddard school. Right.
This is the hockey school.
Right.
South Dakota.
No, South Dakota is not a hockey school. North Dakota and North Dakota State are hockey schools.
Oh, I heard that South Dakota was also.
Oh, wow.
They play hockey at Shinny on the pond outside in Sioux Falls or something.
I said that Kansas should be relegated into their conference in the FCS.
No doubt. They should.
Yeah.
And what I forget what conference they're in, the Gateway
Is
or
it the
something?
Missouri Valley or something? Or Gateway?
Valley,
Yeah.
I'm all for relegation. I think
Me too.
That would be a lot of fun. A good FCS team moves up. North Dakota State gets to move up. Kansas moves down. And that would be fun to do that.
I mean, I'm saying this as a Temple alum that my squad would have been relegated for many, many years, and based on the prognosis for this season, they might get relegated.
Hey, Harry, almost about 30 years ago, I for the old departed Philly Sport magazine, I wrote an article about Temple football, and I found somebody on the faculty athletic committee who actually gave me the real attendance figures for the games at Veterans Stadium. So when they were saying 14,000 were showing up, he showed me like 2,200 were there. So I published all this, and I get a phone call from Ron Dickerson. Mike, why'd you do me like this? Come on, man. I said, Ron, I got to print the facts. He goes, I know. All right, talk to you later. He was such a nice guy. He couldn't really get mad at me for exposing what a sham the program was.
You can count his number of wins on one hand during his tenure at Temple, right?
I knew they were in trouble when I went to their media day the first time he was there, and I said to him, what kind of defense are you going to run? He goes, well, we're going to run a defense that has a lot of different looks. And I'm like, oh, my God, this guy is a defensive coach, and he doesn't know what defense he's running. Wow. So I knew then that there's not going to be a good tenure for Mr. Dickerson. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Head coach.
That was well. You know, they're saying like 2.5 to 3 is the over under for wins. So, like, where would you go with that with this year's squad
for the Owls?
Yeah.
This is a tough spot for your alma mater, Harry, because it looks like the streak of finding good coaches has ended.
You're not buying in. You're out on Rod Carey.
You had Rule. Yeah, I think Carey's not quite the guy, and they've lost a lot of good players to transfer. And I would go over 2.5. I think.
Well, Wagner's on the schedule. I mean, that's one win, right? Yeah, Akron
schedule.
Yeah,
and then you got the AAC's got a couple. I mean, I watched South Florida last night.
Oh, they got hammered.
They're horrible.
Yeah.
You know, NC State is like a 7-5 team, and they obliterated South Florida. So
they shut them out, didn't they?
I'm going to that Big Temple BC game. I got 30 people going.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a big tailgate.
BC's pretty good.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Their defensive front's a little weak, but the rest of the team's pretty good. And that quarterback they have is very good.
Right. Now Barrett's
I
going to be
lost
doing
my
the
last
Wagner
college
game.
football game. Yeah, I'm doing a Wagner game, but I lost my last college football game to BC.
Really?
Is that the bowl game?
In the Aloha Bowl.
Oh wow!
At least you're in Hawaii.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't mind much. In fact, I helped get Kansas State. We helped get Mamula drafted in the first round.
That was nice of you guys. That was very generous. Did he line up against you, or was that the other tackle he was abusing?
The other tackle. Hey, let me tell you a story. Hey, we're playing the game, right? So the first half, my right tackle, he gives up 2 sacks. And then Jim Maluski, he gives up 2 sacks. So we turn around, we're going walk on the field. He said, "Hey man, let me go to left tackle. You go to right tackle for a little bit. This guy's good, man. I can't slow him." I said, "No, I'm not doing that, man. I got, I'm balling over here." Right. So I turn around and said, all right, man, we'll try, man. So then we break the huddle. I go to one side, he goes to the other side. My coach is furious. Snyder looks over there. What is going on? He's about to call a timeout, but we get to the line. All of a sudden, we get to the line, and we're going to go ahead with the play. Mamula looks up, looks at me. He's like, "Oh, that's not him." He calls Colin Stalin, who was the other guy. "Hey, Colin, come over here." So he switched sides with him, went on the other side, and got another sack the first play of the second half, bro.
They switched the switch.
You're right.
Yeah. How about that?
I met Mamula a couple of times. The first time was at a bar on New Year's Eve, and Boston College was playing Arizona, and I was in a competition where we picked all the bowl games against each other, a friend of mine and I had Arizona. So I'm standing there 3 feet from Mamula screaming for Arizona to win, and he's getting madder and madder and madder. Finally, my friend had to go over and explain to him what was happening, that I wasn't just against Boston College. By the way, speaking of gambling, before we get any further, lock bet of the week. Western Michigan plus whatever you want against the worst home favorite in the history of mankind, Michigan.
Well, I saw that on the stream. They were wondering if you were taking Michigan minus the 13, and I looked the numbers up to 16.5, 17. No, it's 16.5, 17 at the sites I'm looking at now.
Western Michigan's defense is awful, but they've got a very good quarterback and some good weapons. And I'm telling you, Michigan doesn't cover well at home. Now, I mean, if they do all of a sudden this year, it's, the angels start singing. But they've infuriated me.
But what's your outlook on their season?
I have very little confidence. And I could be dead wrong. He's revamped the staff. He's now more engaged. It looks like they got a quarterback who knows what he's doing. They can run the ball, et cetera, et cetera. But, this team has underachieved so thoroughly under him. And here's the deal. If they keep him around more than 1 year on this new contract, then Matt Campbell of Iowa State's going to get snapped up by somebody.
Right.
That's the guy you want to replace Harbaugh.
Interesting. So not a Michigan man.
Stop that. There's no. I'm a Michigan man. Do they want me to coach? Seriously.
I think you could have done as good as Harbaugh.
Yeah. You knew you were going to get that response, Harry.
Well, yeah.
He's been standing on the sidelines the last 3 or 4 years looking like this.
It's
like, I don't understand what's going on. He's like, I don't know what's going on here on the field. I don't get this.
Yeah. And those stupid khakis and the play sheet hanging around his neck.
He's
his glasses.
And I mean, it could not be a stronger dichotomy between him and his brother, between two brothers.
Right.
John Harbaugh's the nicest guy in the world. He makes everybody feel like $1 million. And every interaction you have with Jim Harbaugh, you come away thinking, what in the heck just happened? He's a strange bird.
I get the feeling like if you're in, like Barrett met with the coaching staffs of the two teams last night. I guarantee if you do that with Michigan, he's going to be sitting there kind of looking. He stares right through you.
I don't even know if he would do it. I bet you he'd send the
Really?
coordinators. I don't think he would do something like that.
Wow.
You know, and it's just spouts platitudes, right?
Yeah.
We're definitely energized and enthusiasm unknown to mankind and all that. And I mean, that sold really well when he came on. My friends and I we couldn't have been more energized.
Oh, you had to be over the moon when he.
Oh,
when he
we were
was
going.
hired.
I watched the press conference. I was going crazy.
Well, hey, look at this though. Let me tell you a story about it. Like I was in Detroit, and my first year in Detroit, we're in camp, and he's there. And we just for the last cuts, you know, he just all of a sudden disappears. He doesn't come back. So, you know, he was there. He was on the team, made the 53-man roster, but and just all of a sudden just disappeared. Well, long story long, this is like maybe, you know, I've been retired for about, you know, maybe 8 years then. So I'm at NFL Films, and we're up there doing our shot sheets and stuff. And I'm like, yeah. So I was with Harbaugh. You know, I played with Harbaugh in Detroit. So all the guys looked and said, Harbaugh in Detroit? I'm like, yeah, I played with Harbaugh in Detroit. Harbaugh was never in Detroit. There wasn't a record that he was in Detroit. I'm like, what is going on? I played with Harbaugh in Detroit. That next year, we went to had to go to the combine to interview coaches. I had all the guys with me that I was in that meeting with, in that room with, and I turned around, I see Harbaugh. I said, hey, Harbaugh, what's up, bro? He said, hey, Brooksy, what's up? I said, what's going on, man? Man, I was telling these dudes that I played with you in Detroit. He turns around and said, yeah, I was in Detroit.
I'm telling you. Yeah. Now put those stupid glasses on him.
Yeah, right.
You know, and have him say that. Yeah. Now Barrett just said a curse word on the PGA Tour. Did you hear that, Michael? He said Brooksy. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Can't say Brooksy. Don't yell Brooksy.
No, yeah. What do they do? They're going to throw you out if they're going to say that. That's unreal. Well, first of all, golf has always made itself out to be, you know, the most genteel of all the sports.
Right.
And I play it, and it's a game. It's not a sport, because you can wear the same clothes that you played in to go out and get dinner later on that night. So it's not
and you can drink.
That's a great way to look at it.
That is. I've never heard that.
Barrett, you ever go out to dinner in your uniform afterwards? No, you didn't do that. And it's incredible skill.
I could see Charlie Manuel back in the day going out for dinner after the game with his uniform on.
You did?
I could see it. I could see it.
That's just because he forgot to change out of it. So what I'd like to see is a podcast with him and Ed Ogeron.
Oh yeah. That would be great. You'd need an interpreter.
Yeah, right. Well, when you're hitting the ball, and you go Tigers. So I mean, it's just, you know, you wouldn't understand a word.
No.
It'd have to be closed caption.
Yeah. So do you think Bryson DeChambeau's keep being kind of a baby about all this?
He's a gigantic baby.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know if he wants to play the heel. Is he like a pro wrestler who wants to be the bad guy? This is what, you know, he went out and steroided himself up so he could hit the ball 900 miles. And then he's upset about every single thing. And look, I get him telling Cantlay, stop walking, please, while he's trying to hit. Your peripheral vision, you got something in there. Look, if there's a leaf within 6 inches of my ball, I'm going to be messed up because I've got the focus of a 7-year-old.
Right.
So I get that. But the other stuff that he does, and it can get out of hand too, because there's still people yelling, in the hole.
Yeah. I can't stand that. Yeah,
those are the guys you should be going after. They should not be allowed to even going. That's facial recognition. You're not allowed on a
right.
course.
But here's the thing now with betting, it's going to become a bigger issue, because if you had, let's say you had Cantlay, you know, in that playoff, and here's Bryson getting ready to take a shot into 18, you just yell. I don't care if you yell Brooksy or you yell Michael Bradley.
Right.
You know, that can affect the shot and can influence your bet.
Without a doubt, depends how much money you have on it, based on whether you want to get thrown out or not. It's like, all right, I got tossed, but I made 12.
I made 12. Right, exactly.
That's huge. You know, and he talked about that also. He talked about that. I mean, but you know, you're talking about a gentleman's game, so it should be, you know, known anyways to not do that. But you still have your quirky guys that go out there and do that, man. So at the end of the day, you just got to play through things like that. Yeah.
They've been drinking beers for, you know, in the heat since 10 a.m. You know, here it is 6 o'clock. You know, you got a major load.
They're not mixing in waters. They're not mixing in waters on the way. They're picking those 24-ounce extra large beers.
Now, speaking of water, I see you drinking something. The people want to know if you have your turkey sandwich, and will you eat it on the show?
No, I'm not. I haven't made the lunch yet. I'm eating. That's why I said 12 o'clock. I usually eat at 12. I didn't want to have the lunch run into the show appearance. I'll be eating the turkey sandwich and the apple. And today, usually I have some Fritos, but you'll love this. Today's no Fritos Friday because I'm trying to cut back on the snacks.
No Fritos Friday. Is that hashtagged on social media?
No, it's not. It should be, but I instituted that a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to stop eating as much of the chips and everything. So that's how I cut down on Cokes. I used to drink a Coke a day, and I can't do that anymore. Too much sugar.
Right. Yeah.
Two a week.
You're the disciplined guy. See, look at you. The discipline.
Wow.
I'm a little guy, Barrett. The problem is if I gain 5 pounds, it all goes to my stomach, and I don't look good. You know, it's tough. You know, I want that. So I gotta be disciplined.
Well, you and I are on the turkey sandwich. I eat one every day after the show, and I make it myself.
Pieces of bread.
2.
No, eat 1. Too much.
You just
too much
what?
Sugar's the enemy. 1 piece. I eat the same amount of turkey and cheese, but I fold it over.
Really? So you're just cutting a 1 slice of bread in half and
no, you don't cut it. It loses all its flavor. You fold it over.
What?
It loses flavor.
What kind of bread is this?
It's wheat bread. It's Arnold wheat bread. It only has 3 grams of sugar. It's got some protein and some fiber. So you put the piece of bread down. I slather mustard edge to edge always. Spread.
What kind of mustard?
I use French's Bold and Spicy.
Okay, that's good quality.
I like Golden's. Golden's is overrated. So I put that on, and I put the turkey. I eat 1 piece of cheese with 1 1/4, because that covers the turkey.
Wow.
Put a little bit of mustard on top of that, then fold it over. Don't cut it.
How does it lose flavor if you cut it? I don't get that.
That's an old Charlie Brown comic strip.
Oh, okay.
Lucy said to Charlie Brown, "Will you make me a bread and butter sandwich?" And so he takes a piece of bread and puts the butter on it. And he goes to cut it. And she goes, "Don't fold it. It loses all its flavor."
Oh, okay.
I've been holding that for about 50 years or so.
Oh, this is tremendous breakdown. I would rather talk about this than football.
So you know, look. Now this is why the stream. You were voted like one of the number 1 hosts for this show. One of the number 1 guests for this show, man. The voters, they voted, man. You're right there, bro. You're right there.
And that's why.
Yeah,
what he just did
I don't
is
like
why.
it. I saw that one guy's ranking. I'm behind Bruno, and I'm calling you know what on that.
Bruno was only on once. And Bruno was
on
out in the country in South Jersey looking for Ben Simmons underneath his trailer.
He stuffed the ballot box.
He sent out money to those guys.
Yeah, right. He's paying people to vote like they do in Philadelphia.
Yep.
Well, I got to ask
about that. My grandfather was the head of the Democratic Party in Philadelphia. He told me that back in the day, they used to find people on the street who were not really necessarily registered to vote, give them a name, promise them $5, promise them $5 if they went in and voted a certain way, and then to make sure they did, they put a cigar ash on the lever in the voting booth. And after the guy voted, if the cigar ash had fallen because he pulled the lever, he got the $5. If the cigar ash was there, they didn't get the $5.
That is tremendous.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. Great story.
Politics.
All right. I got to ask you about the Phillies because I guarantee you're still invested.
I'm telling you right now, I feel like Michael Corleone in Godfather 3, right? Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. So they lose 11 out of 15, and I was done with him. I wouldn't watch him anymore. Even yesterday, I turned on the 1989 Sharp tube TV next to my desk, and I say, it's 6-0. Turn it off. That's it. They're going to break my heart. They come back and win.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out. I got tickets for a game against the Orioles in later on this month. I don't want to get invested because all they're doing is breaking my heart every time I get invested. But I'm like an addict.
Right. Well, they got a lot of slop teams coming up here on the schedule, except for Milwaukee.
Marlins, Cubs, Baltimore, Pirates.
Yep.
The Let's Goes. So I mean, and I gotta love the Mets.
How about the Mets? I know you're loving this whole week.
That's great.
Oh, did you see the video? We couldn't play it because it was laced with too many F-bombs. But Dykstra went off on Baez. Oh, you got to go to his Twitter, and it's on there. He just goes off on Baez. It was awesome.
Great.
Yeah, what a week for that franchise. I'll tell you, it's been a carnival act since that owner took over, right?
By the way,
the last 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Sandy Alderson's like 110 years old, and now he's doing every front office job they have because one guy's getting suspended for drunk driving. And the best is he was at the event and left it at 8 o'clock, and he got banged at 4:15 in the morning.
And the event was at the owner's house, right? Yeah. He falls asleep at a traffic light at 4 a.m.
That owner, by the way, is going to be joining Little Danny and Falseface in Dallas as the owners we want to see stay around, right?
Yeah,
Falseface. He calls Jarrah Jones Falseface.
Why do you call him Falseface?
Well, because of the
surgery. A lot of
surgery.
plastic surgery, and Falseface was a villain on Batman in the 1960s.
I remember him, yeah.
Played by David Wayne.
I just love how dated the references are. It's just so good.
Well, all the way back to Charlie Brown, man. Come on.
I know,
man.
Charlie Brown.
You don't get this anywhere else. You don't get this anywhere else.
Explain to our audience what a comic strip is, man.
Yeah, right, exactly. Here's a comic strip. It's found in a newspaper. All right.
There it is.
You put those in. I didn't know.
Now that's a newspaper.
Yeah,
see? Right.
Exactly.
I haven't seen a newspaper in probably
to my house.
10 years.
You do. You haven't seen a newspaper in 10 years, Barrett?
In 10 years, man.
Wow.
Everything's online. Everything's online now.
Yeah, but it's not as fun reading paper in the morning on your tablet or a computer or something. I'm eating my heaping bowl of Happy O's. I want the Inquirer in front of me spread out.
Yeah, but then you get the ink on the hands because I was a paper boy.
They stopped that. Even the New York Times, you don't get the ink on your hands. In the New York Times, if you read the New York Times, it looked like you had burned a cork and just rubbed it all over your hands. No, they got this new ink that doesn't stick to the hands anymore.
No kidding, because when I was a paper boy, that was something. Every morning I had to wash my hands like 3 times to get it all off.
Yep, exactly. A friend of mine who was a paper boy for the Bulletin kept the little bag that he used to put over his shoulder with the bulletins in it and gave it to me. So I have an old-fashioned paper boy bulletin bag.
Nice.
Yes, I'm very
nice.
excited.
Now you could sell that on eBay probably for what, like $1.40?
$7.10, I think I got. I was bidding that up too.
All right. So if you did sell that bag for $7.40, would you put it on the Tar Heels or the Hokies tonight?
That's a really good question. I heard you guys debating that before I came in. Carolina, I think old Max got it going there. But they do that Enter Sandman start down there at Virginia Tech, and if all those hillbillies in southwestern Virginia are all out there, he's drinking moonshine and whooping and hollering and everything, that's a tough spot to play in.
It is.
I would be tempted to take the points because of the fact that North Carolina is breaking in a lot of new skill position people. But Max got himself some talent. He has been recruiting the heck out of it these last couple of years.
But they did lose a lot of weapons on offense.
But their defense is back.
Both running backs.
Howell is really good.
Yeah.
He's a really accurate passer. I like him.
Now, do you sort of liken him to Baker Mayfield like a lot of people are saying at the next level, or do you think he's better?
I don't know. He's not as big of a jerk as Baker was in college, although I did like it when Oklahoma beat Ohio State.
Oh, when he planted the flag?
That was a happy moment for me, being a proud Wolverine, because I hate the Buckeyes. But it was a I hate to liken people to other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that what he is he's a good drop back passer with a little bit of mobility, and what he needs to do this year is complete 67 to 70% of his passes if he wants to be in the top 5. The kid to look out for is at USC.
Slovis.
Yeah.
He's
going to have a big year, I think. And right now, a lot of people are putting him in the second 10 of the first round, but I think he could move up.
And who was the kid that transferred from Oregon to Texas Tech?
Yeah, but he's just going to go and throw for 5,000 yards in that concocted offense. So I'm not buying any of that stuff.
Hey, Mahomes was in that concocted offense.
Yeah, I know, but that's true. But then he moved up a step in class.
Right.
How you like Emory Jones down in Florida?
He's okay. I mean, Felipe Franks is going to be a 7 or 8 year NFL backup, right? And Emory couldn't beat him out. So, I mean, I think Emory Jones what he has to do is, and look, Mullen is an offensive genius, and he's got Florida playing good offense. I think Jones will have some big numbers. I want to see how he does over the full season, and but he's got a big arm, and he's played some and shown some things, but he's got to be more consistent.
Right.
I was looking at Florida State Sunday night against Notre Dame. With the Irish points.
Are starting the reject from Wisconsin. Jack Cohn, is it?
Cohn, yeah.
Yeah, and they've got some players too, but I don't know. Florida State is good, but not really good. And where's the game? Is it in Tallahassee?
I'm not sure if that's one of those neutral site games or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But I feel I'm scared to put any money on Florida State at this point.
But the line looked a little short to me. That's the only reason why I was kind of looking at
line.
it.
That means you did head on Florida State. What is the line?
It looked like, hold on, I just had it up here. Here it is. It's 6.5 in some spots.
That's interesting.
Yeah, being as bad as they were last year. I mean, they looked awful.
I know.
Yeah, their quarterback came back from Florida State. He came back. He played last year, but then he's going to go ahead and come back. And at this point, defensively, they're okay. Offensively, I think they lack a little bit. So I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough game. Tough game.
I'm always biased. When I see Notre Dame, I hate them so much. It's hard for me to bet against them because I'm afraid they're going to win. Barrett, my question for you is, how are you going to muster any enthusiasm for this game you're calling tonight? I mean, let's face it.
Right. That's a very good question.
Come on, man. The Haverford School Downingtown West game is going to be better than that.
Well, what I do have a saving grace in, because I know the coaching staff. I've interviewed them before. I did the Temple game when they played Temple, and they beat Temple that year in 2018. So I kind of know them a little bit. And then just, understanding that what happened to them. That coaching staff was hired a week after they played in the spring game.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you get these guys ready a week after the spring game?
You better have a lot of filler, man. You better.
I want to know how many Gale Sayers and John Riggins references will be taking place, Michael, in that third and fourth quarter.
David James, Nolan Cromwell.
That's right.
You better go out and go back deep into the history and get at that.
Did John Hadel? Did Hadel go there?
John Hadel played for Kansas.
How about that, Paul?
Good, not John Hadel knowledge by you.
Damn right.
Make sure you got a lot of Wizard of Oz references and everything.
Right.
I might even kick a little Naismith, basketball. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's right.
That's all they got going for him is Naismith.
Yep.
Bill Self.
Yeah, they had 3 guys return who were trying, or at least 2 or 3 guys returned to the basketball team who were testing the NBA water, so they're going to be really good again. Of course, not as good as Memphis, which you got to love. You got to love the fact that the checks cashed.
Oh my God.
Bates and Duran. You get them to show up in Memphis at the same time. That's FedEx money just being used, put to good use.
Exactly right.
Couple houses.
Exactly. That game's at Doak Campbell, Michael. So it's at Florida State's campus.
All right.
So the Louisville Ole Miss game Monday night is in Atlanta, and so is that Alabama and Miami game is in Atlanta.
What's the number on the Miss Louisville game?
Ole Miss Louisville. That's at the end of the sheet here because it's the last game of the weekend. No, I can't even find it. Oh, here it is. 10, 9.5, 10.
I'd throw a little money on Lane Kiffin there.
Yeah.
He's got it going there. He knows offense. And
who's his quarterback?
What's that?
Who's his quarterback?
I don't know. Did the guy from last year leave? If the guy's back from last year, he's good.
No, it's the guy from last year.
What's the over?
75.5.
It's a big over. They put up
that's
half
a bowl game over.
What's that? Yeah,
that's a bowl game over.
Yep.
My goodness.
That's going to be a fun game to watch because Ole Miss plays no defense. None.
They don't even rush the passer anymore.
Have you ever been to the Grove, Michael?
I have not. I'd love to go there.
That's on your bucket list, right?
Yeah, I'd like to go there. I want to go to LSU first.
Okay.
That's
the Grove. That's amazing. Also, go see it. Everybody talks about the Tiger. Me, the best thing going to LSU is when you go to the different tailgates and you can just go up and grab a piece of alligator that's on the that's on a barbecue
Alligator's
grill.
Good. Alligator tastes good. I had alligator stew in Pittsburgh at a place called Fuel and Fuddle. It was tasty. My wife's like, "You're eating alligator?" I was like, "You're darn right I am."
Matt Corral is the quarterback.
Corral can throw. He's good.
Yeah, Barrett talks about eating gator all the time.
Yep. But when you go to the Grove, it's like acres and acres of just tailgating. It's not just regular tailgating, it's tailgating with big screen TVs. They got generators out there. I mean, it's like it's almost like a big
they got those tour buses, like those motor homes that look like tour buses.
My son and I went down to Austin a couple years ago to see the Texas LSU game.
Oh wow.
And I mean, it was blistering. It was 102 degrees. It was unreal.
Wow.
Took a lot of Lone Stars to bring that temperature down. But those guys, it was a night game. Those guys were out at 9 a.m. They had everything set up and they were tailgating anywhere, any available space around that stadium. They're going to tailgate. An island middle of a highway. You see people were setting up for the tailgates.
Before I get to the Eagles stuff, what do you think about the game behind me here? That's the one I'm really anticipating. I'm on Georgia. I'm on Georgia plus 3.5.
And is that one of those in Charlotte or something?
Let me see.
Is that the Dukes Mayo Classic?
You might be right about that.
Last night was the Appalachian State East Carolina game, which was the opening. It was like a Dukes Mayo Classic appetizer, and
they had that on the field. Dukes Mayo. I saw that.
Did you see the two guys? There was like a competition who could eat an entire jar of Dukes mayonnaise.
Wow!
Oh, come on now.
Seriously, I'm telling you, we're two idiots doing that. Look, it's hard to tell who's dumber, right? Those guys or the guy who did the backflip off the 22nd Street overpass into the flooded
cesspool
Street Expressway.
Yeah,
which was brown. I mean, and it wasn't brown because of dirt, fellas.
No,
it was brown because of something else.
Yeah, I mean, forget about a COVID vaccine. You need a couple of shots before you dive into that water.
Staph infection all day.
Yeah, my son's got me a T-shirt. You know how those guys walk around in T-shirts all the time that says STAFF on it, staff, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got me one that said STAPH.
Oh, staph infection.
Yeah. Staff shirt.
Yeah, that game's in Charlotte.
All right, so that is the Dukes Mayo Classic.
Yeah.
I mean, look, at some point, Georgia's going to have to play up to its reputation, right? I mean, it's always good enough, but not great enough.
Right.
And you're facing a Clemson team that suffered some losses. And look, now Uiagalelei is really good. I mean,
he's good.
He's 6'4", 250.
Yeah, he's big kid. He played a couple games last year.
Yeah, and he beat Notre Dame, or no, he lost to Notre Dame, didn't he? Yeah. But he's a good player. I'm gonna stay with Swinney with the Dabo until Georgia proves differently to me.
Wow, this is their toughest game of the year, Michael. Georgia.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, they have Florida,
number 5 and number 3,
but this is the toughest game on their schedule.
They don't have Alabama, LSU.
No, they don't have Alabama or LSU. They have Auburn on the road.
Yeah,
and Florida, of course.
That's the oldest rivalry in the South, Georgia.
Right,
and Auburn.
right. Now, did you see your former quarterback is starting for Tennessee?
I watched him a little bit last night. He was very much Joe Milton, right? He can throw darts for 10 yards. He's not the best touch passer out there.
Right.
And he can run. I mean, he's a big dude. And the story with him is now, he broke his thumb on his passing hand, so he wasn't able to grip the ball so well. But, he's got a good coach. Josh Heupel has had a coach offense.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he does. I hope that, for my sake, I hope that he's not better than Cade McNamara, because that'll just be another nail in Harbaugh's coffin.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, wasn't Heupel an offensive coordinator at Oklahoma before he took the UCF job?
Yeah, I think he was. I think he was there and running that. And look, down in that AAC, and I didn't see the Boise State game. It started so late; it was past my bedtime.
Oh yeah, they had the lightning delay, right?
Yeah, for like 2 hours.
Yeah, Boise State covered, I think.
Yeah, but UCF's a good team, but Tennessee's got some. It's going to make some progress. It's still not where it needs to be in the East, in the SEC East.
All right, now I got to ask you about the Eagles. What's your overall thought? And now that you've seen preseason, even though we didn't see many of the starters play, or any kind of valuable minutes, what's your take on Sirianni and the Eagles coming into this game with Atlanta?
6-11.
Okay, 6 wins. That's right around the over/under.
Yeah, I think I don't even know the over/under until a couple of days ago. I've been saying 6 wins for a while. Look, this team has so many things that have to go right for it. The entire offensive line, all of which is aging, it has to stay healthy. All right. Not, I mean, you start putting in those backups. I don't care how good Landon Dickerson was at Alabama. He's not ready to play. Herbig is, he may become good at some point, but he's not good now. I don't think this is a team that has depth, so it has to stay 100% healthy. And Jalen Hurts was drafted as a backup because Carson Wentz got injured so much. And when Wentz stunk so much last year, they put him in. He completed 52% of his passes, and after halftime, he completed fewer than 50%. I just don't think that he is ready to lead this team yet. And his receivers, let's throw the brakes on about Quez Watkins, shall we? Okay, the guy can run fast, straight. That's all he can do. So someone's going to say, all right, there's Quez. Make sure we got a little help over the top, and we're fine with him. He can't do anything else. So I think 6 wins.
Wow. Barrett's at 11.
11?
No, I'm at 9.
Oh, you're at 9 now. You've backed off. Okay, I'm sorry.
9.
All right.
I mean,
it's just because
how about this? I had a dream last night. I was hanging out with Tom Brady. He and I were pals.
I dream about that often too.
Yeah, I don't know where this came from, but I was like, and we were on the New England sideline. He was in street clothes. I'm just hanging out with him. And Belichick was actually like in a good mood. It was during a game, and Brady and I are like listening into the huddles and everything. And Belichick's like, "Come on, you guys, you got to get out of here." Big smile on his face. Strange dream.
Wow.
Don't know where that came from.
Were you wearing clothes?
Stop it.
Because he's a Michigan man.
Yeah, that's a very complicated relationship with Tom Brady, right? We're proud of what he's accomplished for the alma mater, but I'm not a root for him.
Well, I do.
Do you?
I root for greatness.
I respect the hell out of what he's done. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, what he did last year was so great.
Pretty remarkable.
That was unbelievable, dude. When's he turned 45?
I don't know, but he played with a torn meniscus.
Yeah.
So,
guys, we just talk about Josh Heupel. I'm like, why do I know Heupel? He's been a coach. I played with Heupel in Green Bay.
Oh, really? He was in Green Bay?
About it. Yeah. I knew I knew him.
Will Heupel remember if he was in Green Bay?
Like, would he remember you?
He probably won't remember he was in Green Bay. He probably won't, because I don't remember him. I just remember his name, and I remember looking. Then I looked at his face. I'm like, I played with him from somewhere.
I'm trying to remember if he won a Heisman. See, I can tell you all the Heisman winners from like 58 to 84, but after that, it gets a little cloudy.
There was an Oklahoma quarterback back in 99 or 2000, I thought, that won the Heisman.
I don't know if it was he, though.
Let me see.
By the way, you guys know I'm a Heisman voter, so.
And you don't remember this?
I didn't vote. I've only been doing it for 16 years. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How do I get on that detail?
You guys.
People have to die, don't they?
Yeah, because every state is allotted a certain amount of people.
Right.
So I get a call every year. Are you still doing football? Yes. Okay. I'm hoping I can hang on.
He was the runner-up in 2000.
All right.
Yeah.
Was that the Ken Dorsey year?
It might have been.
All right.
Yeah, I think that might have been. You're probably right. Let's see the 2001 Heisman winner. Because I thought there was that's Eric Crouch.
That was.
He won. He did win a national championship, didn't he?
Those are some bleak days for college football.
Yeah, it really was.
You guys haven't even asked me about Ben Simmons.
I'm waiting.
I'm showing up at his house tomorrow to drive him to the town border.
You are
out. And Harry, I don't know if you know that. I mean, I've been down on him since they drafted him.
Right.
When he showed up at LSU with a film crew, that told me everything I needed to know about the guy. He does not want to win. And he's making a lot of money. Good for him. He's got a Kardashian. He's got a bunch of social media followers. Got a big old house. I take my hat off. As Salazzo says in Godfather, te salute, Don Corleone.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I don't think he's going to be a winner. If I were the Sixers, I'd trade him to one of two places, Cleveland or Sacramento. And I would say, give me whatever you want. And just whatever you want. Second-round picks. Get him out of here.
Just to screw him, huh? Right. Just to screw him.
Exactly.
Just to screw
well,
him.
Yeah, I mean, I would try to get at least McCollum out of Portland.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
I don't think that Portland's going to trade for Ben Simmons.
You don't think so?
I can't tell you why, but I don't think they're going to trade for Ben Simmons.
I mean, I'd love Dillard. Who wouldn't? But I don't think that's happening.
You gotta love the fact that all of a sudden everybody thinks that Dillard's coming here. It's such a Philadelphia thing. I did a show when LeBron went to the Lakers. I did a show on a Saturday, the day that he was going to announce where he was going.
Right.
And Philadelphia was convinced he was coming.
Yeah, because
he had on two national basketball writers, both of whom said there's no way LeBron is coming to Philadelphia.
Right.
And still the listeners couldn't get it through their heads that he wasn't coming to Philadelphia.
Because he had scouts at private schools, for his son.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. Philadelphia fans have to get sometimes a little bit of perspective beyond their boundaries. What you want and what you get are generally two different things.
Exactly. Jason White is the guy we're thinking of.
Go.
That's the Oklahoma quarterback.
Unforgettable Jason White.
Yeah. How did he win?
It was a dark time for college football.
Seriously.
There weren't a lot of folks there ready.
Man. All right. Well, we've held you too long.
I got a turkey sandwich.
He's got a turkey sandwich and an apple.
Harry, you'll thank me.
On a it's a no Fritos Friday.
Is it really a sandwich? Just one piece of bread? Is it really a sandwich?
Well, you fold it over, so then it's got two sides.
I'm going to do that.
All
Now,
right.
how many calories am I going to save, do you think?
It's not just the calories, it's the grams of sugar.
Okay.
Calories are not the problem. Sugar's the enemy.
Yeah. I've heard that. I've heard that. But then you drink regular Coke, though. Why don't you drink the Diet Coke?
I drink twice a week, just 2 Cokes from Sunday at noon until Friday at about 5 or 6 o'clock. I drink nothing but water.
Wow.
Nothing. No beer?
Well, I mean, if I'm out, I don't drink beer unless I'm out somewhere. Like if I go to a Phillies game, I'll have a couple beers. If I play golf on a Thursday, I'll have a couple beers.
Right.
But never nothing else.
When's the last time you had hard liquor?
I like single malt scotch.
Nice.
Saturday night, I'll come home. My wife and I'll go out. I'll come home. And you should see, Harry, I'll send you a picture of my scotch cabinet.
Oh, nice.
I've got the Macallan 12, 15, and 18.
Ooh,
the 18 special occasions.
Oh.
I've got some Glenlivet special reserve.
I love Glenlivet.
And so I've got a bunch of I had single malt, no ice,
right.
2 drops of water
to
help open it up a little bit. And I'll sit there late at night, watch a late game,
college football,
whatever, and have a little single malt scotch.
Now, isn't that great? What a way to wrap up this segment on a no Fritos epic, Friday. Man. Yes,
right. This is actually epic, man.
And
you know what I mean?
We've only got 2 or 3 days left in gin and tonic season, so I might have to have a gin and tonic this weekend too.
Oh, so you like tonic?
What?
You like tonic because that's got the sugar in it too, the calories.
I know, but I drink maybe 10 of them a summer.
Oh.
So but the thing is that you got to know, I got to be careful because gin always wins.
Uh-huh.
I get ornery after 2
right. I gave up the clear liquor. I gave it up because it was just too easy.
My wife has mandated that I can have no more than 2 gin and tonics if I'm with her because I get really grouchy. Yeah.
We love him when he's grouchy. All right, Michael. Thanks so much.
Combative.
Enjoy your lunch, and we'll talk at you soon. Send me that picture. I'm going to put it on social media.
Listen,
what? Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Oh boy. Oh yes.
Brian Dawkins, Best by the Best. It's out with Michael Bradley. I wrote it with Doc, and you can get it on Amazon or wherever books are sold. You can get it on Brian Dawkins' website, briandawkins.com. His journey from Canton, to Canton and beyond. It's a great book. I'm telling you, he really was honest about the troubles he went through, his battles with depression, his struggles, his challenges. It's an engaging read, and he talks a lot about the playing for the Eagles and all the crazy stuff that he went through there.
And does he go into when he had to leave town to go to Denver?
Oh yeah, how much that hurt him and how difficult that was for him and what it meant coming back and having his jersey retired and everything.
That's great.
Blessed by the Best.
Blessed by the Best. The book is out. Brian Dawkins. Get it wherever books are sold.
Pick it up now.
And just in time for football season.
Precisely. There's no better gift.
Exactly. Thanks so much, Mike. You're the best.
How about you, Mike?
Yep. There he is. Man, how about that? He waited till the very end to talk about the book. We could have gotten a little more publicity for him.
No question, man.
I knew he was writing that,
amazing,
but I didn't know it was done.
I know him and D Gunn talked about. I was talking to D Gunn about that probably a couple months ago, probably around 4 or 5 months ago, and that's gonna be an epic read. I can't wait. That's gonna be an epic read.
Well, I mean, talk about it. Just an intense guy and the fan. I mean, he come back to Philly. He could not only win the mayor race.
Yep.
he could run for president, and every Eagle fan would vote for him.
Well, that guy, the owner gave him a Super Bowl ring. He did a Super Bowl ring. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. How did I not know that?
He was helping him out. He was helping him out throughout the year. That same year for.
Oh yeah, was he sort of like consulting or something?
Yeah, he was consulting.
Okay.
And then towards the end, he had to go, and but still, no, the entire year. The next year he left, but he was with the entire year consulting, man. And they gave him a ring, man.
I mean,
not me.
Probably
they didn't give me one.
No, they didn't.
I just covered him. But I didn't get one. Sheesh.
Would you wear it if they gave it to you?
No.
Because I mean,
No,
you didn't earn it.
No, I didn't earn it. So
it's like Howard Eskin wearing that Miami Hurricanes national championship ring. That's a violation.
Why does he do that?
Well, he's a big fan.
So he went and got a Hurricane ring.
Yeah, he's had it for years. I don't know if they gave it to him. I don't know how he got it, but that's a violation to wear that. I mean, if you're a big fan and you get a hold of one, I can see it. Just put it in a framed box or something. Yeah.
Case, yeah.
Right. Yeah, you can do that. You just can't wear it.
No. I'll be wearing my ring tonight.
You are?
In the broadcast. Yeah. It's all look important.
Okay. Now, how much of the venom is going to come out at some point when the game gets boring that you have for the University of Kansas, being a Kansas State guy?
My play-by-play guy is a Kansas guy.
Oh, he is?
He graduated from there. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
does he do Kansas basketball games? Is he like
Kansas
the voice
basketball games?
Oh,
yeah, he does. He's a Big 12. He's a Big 12 guy for basketball and football.
Okay. So what's his outlook on their football season? What's he think?
He knows he's nothing. He sees it. We all see it.
We all see it.
We all see it. Man.
Oh man. We got about 10 minutes left here. Actually 7 minutes left because we got to hit the spots at the top. But it's been a big week, Barrett. I mean, we covered a lot of ground this week without Eytan. It's a totally different deal without Eytan. It's a lot of work when Eytan's not here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. You got to know your stuff, man.
We gotta have a lot of stuff to talk about because we don't have the Eytan gambling segments to discuss. How about him today? It took him about 4 minutes until he was on the air to get into one of his bets.
That's it, man. I'm like, he just boom right into it. He just, bogart his way into that. We didn't talk about betting that much at all the entire week.
No.
The entire week.
There was actually stuff going on. We had some good guests. Like that Monday, yeah. I told you. I mean, we were locked in on.
We could have went for about. We could have went for about, for the first 3 days of this week, we could have probably went in for about 6-hour shows and still had a lot of stuff to still talk about.
Don't give him any ideas. Okay. Right. Don't give him any ideas. Nikki Blackburn says that the Eskin has a Super Bowl ring too from the Eagles.
Oh, they did give him one. Right.
Wow.
Yeah, they did give him one. I see him wearing it around all the time. He wears that just like a wedding ring. He's always got it on.
You can't wear it. You can't.
I wouldn't.
I mean, if I covered the team and the team gave me a ring, I'd take it, of course. But I'd never wear it. To me, that's a disrespect to the players and everything that they went through to earn it.
And I understand, B-Dog getting it because he was actually helping those guys too on the field, coaching them.
Yeah, right.
He was out there consulting and helping coach them. But maybe Derek Gunn, they would give it to him, but he wouldn't wear it either. We talked about that.
No. Now, is D Gunn still like a Packers guy because he's from Wisconsin?
Absolutely, through and through.
Yeah.
Packers, Brewers.
Don't
let him front the Bucks.
The Brewers are good.
Yeah, they've been good for a little while now.
Yeah, they're good.
He doesn't talk about it much. He never talks about it on air, but he talks about it, in casual conversation. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's an out and out, fully invested, all things Wisconsin guy.
And of course, in case you missed it yesterday, that was a great conversation we had with Gunner. He's going to be co-hosting along with Mark Farzetta the Eagles post-game show right here on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel after each and every Eagles game. I think it's going to be about a 2-hour show. Is that what I'm led to believe, Barrett?
Show.
Yeah.
Yep, 2-hour show, and he's going to have McMillan on there a lot also.
McMullen.
Giving interviews. McMullen with interviews and, I mean, they said Lane's going to be on. We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, we'll see. Lane, I mean, if they win, he'll come on.
Yeah. But, him and D Gunn have a great relationship. So I can see him being on a lot of the times.
Yeah. And Devin Caney is going to be on the show.
Yeah. I don't know.
Apparently she does covers like lacrosse. has been doing a lot of lacrosse. I just followed her on Twitter yesterday at Devin_Caney, Kaney. She'll be on the show. Farzetta, you said McMullen, and then of course maybe some Lane Johnsons. That sounds like a big show.
Yeah,
and you know it's going to go right up against your show, Barrett. I
know. Well, I mean, if you can't get in front of the TV, then yeah, you can go on to YouTube and to JAKIB Media and watch the show. So, but you know, hey, I can't hate. We're pretty hot, you know, on NBC Sports. You know, me, Seth, you know,
and Ray Diddy,
and some of the stuff that he drops some jewels every once in a while. They're just incredible, man. His stats and analysis. It's just you got to get him to put his head up. You know, he rarely puts his head up for anything.
Right. Do you think he makes like a trip down to, you know, like I don't know, Walmart or wherever you get? Where would you get Staples, and buys like a big stack of legal pads before the season starts and gets a whole bunch of pens? You know?
No question. And he also, you know, he won't get that delivered. He doesn't have really. He doesn't want. He wants the whole experience of all right. I'm going to go out. I'm going to pick this up so I can put this, you know, put all my thoughts on paper. He's that one guy. He wants the whole experience of everything he does. So, you know, he prides himself in that.
All right.
He prides himself in the process.
Yeah, and Eytan's doing the Bleeding Green Network show. He's all over the place. He picked up like 2 jobs. So
what is that about?
Week. Yeah, I don't think it's some podcast, post-game podcast. But Nikki Blackburn says here before we duck out, the Seahawks make a trade, and I just saw this. Ian Rappaport, they're trading Akello Witherspoon to the Steelers. He's a cornerback. Are you familiar with Akello Witherspoon?
No.
Yeah, so low-level trade.
Yeah.
Cornerback going to Pittsburgh. So, all right, that about does it for a good week. We'll be back on Tuesday. There's no show on Monday. Enjoy the college football. Enjoy the golf. Good luck with all your bets, everybody. And Barrett, have a great call tonight. And safe travels home, man. Anybody is listening to the show, they can catch you on that ESPN Plus. That's where the game is, right, on their website.
Yep.
So
South Dakota at Kansas.
Right. Now you can't have a wager on the game.
No.
And you can't even give a prediction on the game. That's illegal. Herb Street can never give a prediction on the games that he's doing.
You got to be biased, man. So we'll see.
Right. All right. Well, good luck. And we'll talk to you on Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you back on Tuesday at 11 a.m. on The Middle.
As a hardworking American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
but as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
As long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.